Welcome to another episode of Fuck Your Job. I'm Ron Worley.
And I'm Josh Fullenweider.
Fuck your job.
All right, so here today we are talking about education. We're going to talk about whether or not you need a college degree or if you should. What direction do you take when you get out of high school, right?
Right.
Do you just go to work? Do you go to trade school? Do you go to military? Or do you go to college?
Yeah.
And I've got like one of each of the two paths.
Okay.
Actually, the military just called for my youngest son the other day.
Oh, yeah?
He's 18, and staff sergeant somebody or other called.
Yeah.
And that was a quick no, hell no. He was like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. And he's got, your story.
Yeah.
Is interesting because that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to the Navy because the military, but I decided on the Navy because it gave me a clear career path, something to do, and somebody to guide me for the next 20 years of my life.
Which is a fair assessment because I think with at 18, you really don't. What do I do?
I didn't want to get in debt. That was my main thing. I didn't want to get in debt for college.
So exactly, and that's so America's kind of switching right now from everybody go to school and create this debt and be 60 grand in debt, but only make 40 grand when you get out and spend the next 10 years of your life trying to pay off that 4 years that you partied.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is switching now, right? Like,
I think so.
I do too.
I mean, the opportunities are definitely there. So I actually, in my book, I wrote a whole chapter on whether you should go to college or and kind of how to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I know your kids are going through it. I went through it not too long ago, so.
You feel like it was not too long
I feel like it was yesterday, and then I looked back, I'm like, well, I graduated at the end of 07, so.
Dude, yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Shoot.
No, I guess 07 or 08. So anyway, it was 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah, that's not bad. Shoot. So what'd you figure out?
I paid off all the debt early 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, no joke, that would have been, I paid it off early, and that was 10 years after I graduated.
Yeah.
If I had not paid it off early, I'd be pretty close to being paid off by now. But
that's insane.
Yeah. It's 13 years later,
and I know you. It's not like you partied the whole time. You worked your ass off.
I mean, and we came out with minimal debt. Most of the debt we incurred was after Ashley was born while we were still in college.
Right.
We just couldn't work as much. So we had maybe $3,000-$4,000 of debt for the first 3 years of college. And then each, I should say. And then we got up to about, I want to say about $40,000 in the last year and a half. So.
Okay. Damn. That's a
lot. We couldn't work as much, and we had a daughter to provide for and insurance to provide for.
Right.
It almost made more sense for me to go to school for another semester so I could get the cheaper student insurance than to pay for insurance on its own.
Right. Which is a very huge adult thing to think about.
Yeah, I'm like, seriously, it was almost cheaper for me to continue to go to college than to go get insurance.
So my youngest just told me that he missed out on the semester to go to school this semester. He was going to go to mechanic school, but because of COVID, they have a longer waiting list because they can only take a certain amount of kids in each class.
Okay.
So he's cut off. He didn't get to go, and he's talking about, well, I'll just go to do my gen eds.
Okay.
And that makes no sense. When you're going to be a mechanic, why would you take math class? Why would you take science? That doesn't make sense.
Because was he going for an AA or was he? Okay.
No, a certificate
certificate.
Right.
Okay.
Right. A mechanic.
You don't need gen eds for certificates, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So it made no sense. And so, now he's just going to go to work for a semester, and we'll see if he goes to school or not. In my opinion, you don't. That's like one of those things. If you put it off, you keep putting it off until you absolutely have to, and it's never when you should be doing it. So we'll see how it goes for him. I didn't finish college. I had too much fun in college.
I had a lot of fun in college.
And it didn't pay off for me. And at the end of the day, your success is not determined by college or not.
Yeah.
It's just a different path.
Yeah.
And I preach to all my kids, dude, Erin Brady went to school and she did it in 2 years, and right now she's employable. If she lost everything, she could go to work for somebody in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And I probably could not. I'm permanently unemployable because A, I can't work for someone else, but B, I don't have any education. Now I have experience.
Yeah. I'm
At
not.
25, you don't have any.
No, you don't.
So you're struggling that whole first part of your life.
Well, I'll put this back on you though. So I graduated in 2008, worst job market in recent history, including the one we're in right now, and I couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
I graduated with a degree in business management, and I kept working for Cold Stone because
Yeah.
one, we couldn't move because Rebecca was still in school, so that kind of limited where I could look for a job. But there weren't jobs.
Right.
And it wasn't until 2012, so 4 years later, that I found a job that was full time with benefits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, and you had to pay your debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we worked our ass off.
Right.
I worked 60 hours a week at 3 different jobs.
Right.
In order to, and Rebecca worked 80 hours a week at one job.
Well, and I think that what you just said is priority number one. You have to work your ass off.
Yeah.
In America today.
Yeah.
If you plan on being a capitalist and moving forward with your life, you need to work your ass off. And Erin and I were talking that all 3 of our kids, no matter how other things aside, they work their butts off and they're nice to people, and that's all you can do as a parent. And as a human being out in the workforce, that's about the basics too.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I've got a kid in college who's killing it. He's doing great. And Brendan works his butt off. He's got 2 jobs. He's in an internship. He's got another job. He's going to school. He did summer school while he's doing all that. He's getting
And he's
done
going to
early.
graduate in 3 years, isn't he?
Yeah, he should be done 3.5, I think. It depends on track because he's also
Okay.
running track at
Oh, yeah,
D1
that's right.
school. So he's, that's pretty intense too.
Yeah.
But he works it all out and he works his butt off.
I can't believe he's almost out of college.
Already?
Yeah.
I know. Blows my mind.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Did I mention I have to have glasses? That's how old I've gotten since he started.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I can see his life sort of unfolding. It's going to be good for him because college was a path for him because he's good at school. He is able to buckle down, just get the paper.
And
right?
he wants to be an accountant.
He wants to be an accountant, but he doesn't want to be an accountant anymore. That's what he's doing that as an internship, and he doesn't like it. So I said, just get the paper.
Yeah, you're
As
this
in-
close. Get the paper.
Yeah, as an accountant, you can do anything. Anything you want because you have the degree. And I mean, the degree means nothing if you're going to start your own thing, which this kid could do that.
Yeah.
He could pretty much do whatever he wants to. Versus, my other 2 children didn't take that path. They're pretty much, it's like me.
They're
now.
never going to be accountants.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you take away some options for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't think you need college, that's for sure. I didn't need it.
I don't think it helped me I don't know that having a college degree ever really helped me get a job. Nobody asked me about it in any interview I went to.
Really?
Nope.
Just assumed.
It was on my resume, so they saw it.
Okay.
But nobody ever asked me about it. Nobody ever asked me what I studied or anything like that. But I did. My last semester in college, I took a real estate course. And then immediately, and it was just basics. So kind of like it's actually everything that you need to know for the real estate exam.
Oh, okay.
Minus some stuff. So how many hours is the real estate exam course? Do you remember?
60 something.
So this was qualified for 30 hours
Oh,
of
okay.
it. It's meets and bounds on survey maps and all this stuff you really don't need to know, but I had taken it because I wanted to get into real estate investing. So I took it and then couldn't find a job, so I started real estate investing. Bought four rentals before I ever actually got a full-time job.
Wow.
So
That's pretty insane, man.
you know, and
You're working at Cold Stone.
I was working at Cold Stone.
It's freaking amazing.
But working my ass off at Cold Stone.
Right, well, of course, but you still were at Cold Stone making minimum wage, probably.
A little bit better. Like it's below minimum wage now, but it was $8.50 and minimum wage was like $6 then.
Yeah.
So.
But it was 2008, so the properties were cheap.
Yeah. So we bought. We bought 3 of our properties before 2010, and then the 4th one in Colorado we bought in 2012. So.
It's amazing, bro.
But the college degree didn't help me get those properties at all. So.
Right. Well, truth.
Yeah. So all 4 of those properties, the most I paid for them was, I paid $75,000 for the last one that I got.
Yeah.
The most all in, because one of them did require a significant amount of work, was about $80,000 all in. $85,000 all in.
Yeah.
So that was a 4-plex in Greeley. I sold it
Legit.
last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you sold.
That was nice.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
But I didn't know what I was doing. I just,
Went for it.
yeah.
Oh, that's the American dream. And I think that's the key. You young kids out there at 18 years old, parents out there, don't expect your children to do what you think they should do, because you're just going to get brokenhearted. They're going to do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And any of those paths are great as long as you stay on the path. Mm-hmm. You know, keep it. You diversified yourself, and I think that's the key to going to college. Is college degree is not going to get you a job.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I like about high school now is so many of these high schools have college options. Yeah. Not just AP, because that was the big thing when I was in high school was, take these AP classes.
Right.
They're harder than anything you'll ever do for a college degree. Yep. And so I did take an AP class. I slept through it because it was history and I love history. So I slept through my AP class. I took it one semester, dropped out. I had an A+ in the class, dropped out. I'm like, I don't want to show up at 7:30 in the morning anymore. That's the whole reason I dropped out. Went to college and got my ass chewed by the professor in the history class. And the history class was way easier than the AP class. But the college professor chewed my ass because I was falling asleep. So the next day, I showed up, answered every single question he asked, because he was one of those professors that loved to ask questions and show how smart he was. I answered every single one of his questions. He pulled me aside after class and says, "Sorry I chewed your ass the other day. The finals on this day, come back that day. Don't sleep through my class anymore, just don't come back."
Yeah, that's funny, really.
That was
you
it.
Just showed up.
So I showed up for my final and got an A in the class.
Jeez, man. Okay, so there's some of the...
But going back to the college options in high school, now you can do internships. There's the concurrent enrollment, and
half the kids in high school are going to Ames for community college.
Yeah, there's the Ames ones, and then they actually bring some professors in and teach at the high school.
Yep,
if they've
that's
got enough
true.
of a demand. So
so you can get a lot of college courses out of the way, which saves money, number one. But number two, maybe you're don't need to go to college.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about colleges and a lot of that, like, why do you need to learn history if you're going to be an accountant?
English is the only thing that I think
that's helpful.
makes sense.
Composition.
And that's the big thing. Reading and comprehension.
Yeah.
The reading comprehension, and then being able to compose letters, emails, memos, that sort of thing. Just
agreed.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story is take a path, trust the path, do the path.
Yeah.
Okay. Military, college.
No college.
Work.
Yeah.
What's the fourth one? What was the fourth one?
We said military, college, or the other path is the people that go to college and just stay in college
Yeah, forever. And they're not doctors.
Now they're professors. They become professors. They're like, oh, I'm going to get 4 undergraduate degrees, then 2 master's degrees, and 3 PhDs.
Okay, so that's a good question. I have a buddy that went back to school and he got his master's degree so that he could be an admin at the school.
But is that what he wanted to do?
Yeah. So that's what he's doing. And it's, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, if that's
He
what you
was
want to do.
40 plus years old when he went.
Yeah.
So, his life changed and
Well, that brings up another good point is, like in schools, a lot of school districts require continuing education of their teachers, but they pay for it.
right.
So if that's what you want to do, go. And then when I was in banking, there was a lot of continuing education options. One bank sent me to pretty much an exclusive banking school. It was just 1 week intense training. Then it was a year of correspondence courses pretty much. And then followed by a second week of intense training.
Wow.
So that, it was specific to my job. It was very interesting. I learned a ton from it.
Yeah.
But they spent a good chunk of money on it. Another bank I was at, they offered to send me back for a master's degree, essentially. They said somebody was taking advantage of the program, but nobody really ever saw the value in it, but they just offered it.
Yeah.
And then it was, we'll pay for it, and every year that, and we'll put it on a 7-year earn out, essentially. So you sign a promissory note. Every year they would erase 1/7 of it.
I was just going to say businesses do that to keep you locked in to their company if you're a good employee. Makes sense.
But that's a great way to get a degree if that's what you really want.
Yeah. Sweat equity.
Yeah.
Work there for a while.
Yeah.
Go to school for free.
Well, and I say little Aaron wants to manage a place, a mechanic shop at some point, but doesn't have the accounting.
Right.
So maybe he can get on with a company that will send him to take a few accounting classes.
Yeah. There you go. Like Jiffy Lube and them, those guys make damn good money. Grease Monkey. They make damn good money, and the managers there are pulling down 60, 80 grand a year.
Those are all high volume places, though.
Yeah. But, it's available, and you don't have to, I don't know, trust.
Yeah.
I gave it to God, trust. And he's getting out of the house quicker, so
You're like,
bonus.
bye. You don't get to swim in my new pool.
That's our rule. If you're going to school, you can live in our house for free. Otherwise, time to go. So he's decided to take off.
Yeah. One other thing that I think is just crazy, and I saw it on the internet, is you can sign up at the age of 18. You can sign up for $100,000 in student loans to go to college, and with no guarantee of a job. But a bank won't give you a $10,000 loan to start a business.
Yeah.
Which could immediately start providing you an income and creating jobs for other people.
It's a freaking sham, man.
Like, come on.
Yeah. What's that all about? Where's the money at? Follow the money. Who's making it? Because if the bank doesn't get paid back because they don't get a job.
Well, and so banks got, a lot of the student loans can't be discharged in bankruptcy anymore.
Right.
Mostly the federal ones, but there are banks have gotten smart about how they structure theirs so that theirs won't get discharged anymore either. But essentially Sally Mae told banks, don't get in the student lending business. We're not making money here.
Yeah.
And banks still do it anyway because they think they're going to make money.
Yeah, I don't know how a starving child working at a coffee place after they're out of college is going to pay $100,000 in debt.
No. Jeez. I think that's even too much money for a lawyer.
Yeah.
To incur getting a law degree.
Yeah. Average lawyer getting out doesn't make $40,000-$50,000 a year if you're
starting out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
public defender or something. They're making $50,000 or $60,000.
Which is good. I mean, it's nice money, but it's not great.
It's not lawyer money.
No, it's not what you think of.
Right.
Money.
Right. Yeah.
So, but and doctors, that's the one that scares me. Is there's so much that can go wrong before you start making money as a doctor.
Yeah.
And then you're locked into $100,000 in debt.
Yep.
And what do you do instead of being a doctor if that's what you're certified in?
No clue.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Anyway. All right, guys, we'll wrap it up. But if you've got any questions about what you can do, what you can do without a college degree, give us a shout. We'll try to answer those questions for you.
Work your ass off.
Yeah.